Welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Talk, Real Life, and Real Live. With me, your host, Damon the Agent. Excuse me, I said that wrong. I meant Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live with your host, myself, Damon the Agent. As we begin this episode 119, please follow me on all social media platforms. If you're currently not following me, I am on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, Snapchat, and TikTok. You don't stop. Well, as always, I always like to begin my show talking about the wonderful world of real estate. Today, I will be talking about curb appeal. I really want to talk about curb appeal because for some people, don't understand the impact of how it raises the value of your home. I've had many clients before, as we pulled up to properties, they did not want to go into the properties at all because sometimes you can look at pictures online and pictures show you one thing, but it's not until you actually see them in person that you realize what you're actually getting. Sometimes pictures could be adjusted, many angles, many lightings, many different features. So sometimes, like I said, what you see online is not actually what you get as far as everything, the room size and everything. But when it pertains to the outside, there are so many different um, filters and things now that can make a house look very, very good. And in some cases, old pictures are used. Sometimes people purchase properties, and then when they sell the properties, they may tell the realtor or whomever to use the previous pictures, and they're not always the latest and greatest pictures. So, in many cases, it is always best to go to the property to actually see. But for those homeowners who are out there selling, I want you all to understand that the curb appeal is crucial in many cases. If your house is just as average or just looks just like the neighbor's front yard, then there's nothing really separating your house from any other house. And what you have to also take into consideration is a lot of buyers who are actually coming to see your house are also going to see other houses. And in some cases, people like to feel like when they pull up to a home that they're interested in purchasing, that home is welcoming to them, that it's going to be cozy for them, that it's going to be something that they'll be proud to call their home. So there's a few things that I want to tell people to take into consideration when it pertains to putting your house on the market. First of all, it's the lawn care. The lawn care is very crucial. Right now, we're entering the winter months. So if any people are thinking about selling their home next year, I would tell you right now that if you start to fertilize your grass now, even though it hasn't grown because we're going into the winter, the seeds that you're planting today will reap a good harvest during the next spring and summer. Fertilize the grass now. The lawn care is crucial. If a person pulls up to a house and they see brown grass or bald grass, and then they go to another house and they see a grass that look like it's been well kept, understanding sometimes the outside is what makes people want to go on the inside, because like I mentioned, there's sometimes people will see the outside and they don't even want to go inside just based off the fact of how it looks on the outside. On top of that, the lighting plays a huge role. If you have a house and everything, I would strongly suggest that you get like bright lights for the outside, that, the porch lighting and all those things, because that gives another, array to your property when it pertains to when people are pulling up. Because again, like I said, as we're entering the winter months, it's going to be dark at 4 p.m. So some people get off work after 4 p.m. And when they get off of work, they're going to actually be pulling up to see some properties. Now, some people don't go and look at houses during the wintertime, but there are plenty of people who do. And when they do go look, guess what? As they pull up, they always notice the neighborhoods, the neighbor houses. They take into consideration the cleanliness or the junkiness of the property. People, when they're investing their hard-earned dollars into purchasing a property, even though it currently may be your property, you want to get a buyer. And because of the recent NARS changes, there are limited buyers out there. And with the limited buyers, meaning that you have to appeal to the actual buyers who do come to your property when you're trying to sell your property. And the curb appeal it's a great way to appeal to them. On top of how the inside look. Don't get me wrong, the inside is very critical, but the outside is also very crucial. So, they both play a huge factor. I want people to understand that many buyers are looking at the schools, they're looking at the neighborhoods, they're looking at the neighbor's house, they're looking at what's going on that street, cul-de-sac, or that area. And when they pull up, they're actually taking into consideration the curb appeal. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Even though you may go online and you see houses that may look good, and you'll go to the house and be like, what happened? Trust and believe there are plenty of properties that if they spruce up and they add a little bit investment into it, it will make a world of difference. Some homeowners don't even understand how many buyers have actually pulled up to their house and decided not to go into the house. It wasn't because they weren't initially interested. They got turned off by either the neighborhood or the curb appeal. Curb appeal is very crucial when you're actually trying to sell your home. I know everyone wants to make money, but here's the thing. There are many people out here who think they don't have to do nothing but put their house on the market and it's going to sell because the neighbor house sold for this or that or whatever. But you're not the neighbor, and it's different strokes for different folks. So if you're trying to make sure that you get full exposure for your property, not just online, but people actually coming to your property, please take into consideration how the outside of your house look, because the curb appeal is a factor when it pertains to buying or selling real estate, y'all. Whether you realize it or not, it is very crucial. So I just want to share with you all that curb appeal is like you know what I'm saying? Like when you're driving a car, it might be junky on the inside of your car, but many people like the outside of the car, because guess what? All these cars get us from the same place, point A to point B, but it's how we want to look. And just like you want to look how you want to be in your car, as far as looking the certain way or people seeing you a certain way, same thing with a house. You got to have the outside looking good, just like you got to have the inside looking good. Curb appeal matters, people. So please take it into consideration when you're listing your home, because some buyers don't even want to go inside when they pull up. I've had numerous buyers pull up and then I'm like, we're here. This is my theory, is we're already here. Why don't we go inside? We didn't already drove here. They're like, nah, that's okay. I can already tell. And then when I asked them, what's the reason? Like I said, it's either neighborhood or it's curb appeal. I don't like how the outside look. I don't like how the doors, I don't like how the windows look. I don't look at it. They don't even take care of their grass. Look at this, the worst yard in the neighborhood. And I'll be like, well, you can actually, change that. Nah, that's too much work. Let's go look at the next one. So some people think it's minor, but in many cases it's major, especially when you're looking for top dollar. If you're looking for top dollar, you have to also help yourself to receive top dollars. And the curb appeal is very crucial, like I said. All right, I'll be right back in 1 second. TikTok, you don't stop. All right, y'all. So I am going to go into my Q&A, which is my question and answer, but also I'm going to go into my featured property of the week, y'all. My featured property of the week is actually land, okay? I have land that I'm actually selling, or that I actually put on the market a few days ago, and it's gotten a lot of interest in it, but I don't think I've shared it with you all. So hold on for 1 second so I can share the land. All right, y'all. This is the land. I'm gonna give you all the virtual tour. TikTok, hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to turn this around on here. I probably can't turn it around, so let me go here. All right, so let's look at the land, y'all. This property right here, $350,000. It is located that have a square footage in that area are actually selling for million plus dollars, y'all. So again, that is one way, depending on what you build, it's what you make it. So in this case, what I say by that, meaning the square footage, all of it is 217,800 square foot. You can build a house on it that's 20,000 square feet. 300 for only 350,000 for the land, for all of that square footage. That is unheard of. It's part of the reason why I'm getting a lot of traffic on it, you all. So if you're interested, please reach out to me or go to my website, damontheagent.com. You'll see it on there. You know, it's going to be gone in the next week, I feel. Before what's next week? October the 5th or whatever, it's going to be gone. So reach out if you're interested. Okay, my Q&A section, which is my questions and answers. If you all have any questions, please feel free to send it to me so I can actually answer them. I'm just looking to see what questions that I have. But when it pertains to the Q&A, here we go. All right, y'all. All right, Q&A. I get this question so many times, and I'm just going to answer it because there's someone who might have missed it. But this question has to do with interest rate. Question. The interest rate has recently gone down 0.5%. How will this impact me buying a home? The interest rate have recently gone down 0.5%. How will this impact me purchasing a home? This is a great question, even though it's kind of redundant, repeated question when it pertains to the interest rate. But the interest rate has a huge effect on your monthly mortgage payment. When your interest rate goes down, your mortgage payment goes down. And then with some people have an affordability, meaning they have a budget of what they can and cannot spend per month when it pertains to their expenses. And one of those things happens to be their housing expenses. Some people say, oh, I can't go over 1,800. I can't go over 2,000. I can't go over 2,500. I can't go over 3,000. I can't go over 4,500 because everyone's budget is different. The interest rate adjusts though, and it actually lowers that. So for example, let's say hypothetically, you couldn't go over 1,800, but because of the previous interest rate that the purchase price of the home that you were interested in made your payments be, let's say 1921. Okay, because the interest rate's gone down, that has a huge impact to the point where it may bring your payment down. Now, in that scenario, that is like $121 a month difference. But the 121, depending on the price point and depending on what your interest rate is, and I always say your interest rate is because even though interest rate are low, interest rate varies per person, and it depends on your credit. It depends on your debt to income ratio. This is why you always have to speak with a reputable lender because everything doesn't apply to everyone. And I know this because in my many years of experience, I've seen people who've been approved for the same purchase price and pay a totally different mortgage amount. And the reason why they pay a totally different mortgage amount is because their credit had a huge effect on it. So I always would like to say, because the interest rate has gone down and you were once recently looking to purchase, but your monthly payment amount was too high then, I will revisit now to see if the monthly payments is where you want it to be and speak with a reputable lender. If you don't have one, I have several that I can direct to you. So please reach out to me. Again, my website is damontheagent.com. You can always find me and all my information on there. damontheagent.com. That is DAMONTHEAGENT.com. All right, let me see what other questions I have. I thank you all for always sending me questions. Okay, this question said, if I am 6 months behind on my mortgage payment, is it best to sell or should I contact the mortgage company? Again, I am 6 months behind on my mortgage payment. Is it best to sell or should I contact the mortgage company? That's a very good question. I would really say that depends on your motivation. How badly do you want to hold on to that home? Do you have any equity in your home? if you have no equity in your home, if you have nowhere else to go, I would really speak with the mortgage company and try to work something out. Sometimes they would take the missed payments and put it on the back end of the loan. Of course, they would charge, your late fees and all that would be added to it. But sometimes they can, adjust and reset things. But I will hold a conversation with them. If you have equity in your home and you feel like you have no options because you spoken with the banks and you feel like they're going to potentially foreclose on you, understand that once you become 3 months behind on payment, they begin the foreclose process. Most banks do. Okay. Most banks begin the foreclose process once you are 3 months behind on your mortgage payment. As far as how quickly they work, it varies depending on banks and also depending on where your house is located. Some states work quicker than others. Some states, they can process immediately, and next thing you know, your house is for sale at the local court for auction. Some states take forever because they have a backlog of files with many people being behind, and they just can't move that quickly. It all varies depending on the location. I would never tell a person really who's going through a situation to sell their home. I mean, I'm a realtor, but I'm a human being too. I know people, if your home is your home for a reason, I would tell you to first work it out with your mortgage company. If your very last result, if you feel like you're about to lose your home and you have equity in your home to collect, I would then sell the home. I had a scenario a couple of years ago where there was a young man who he called me up. He wanted to list his house, to sell his house. Now we put his house on the market on that Sunday or Monday. He had a contract that Monday. Okay, ready to go. When I had him signing, and like I said a couple of years ago, because DocuSign was around, but it wasn't like it is now. But I went up to have him sign. So while I had him signing, his his response to me was, "What are we gonna do about the sale date?" And I said, "Sale date? What's going on?" And he was like, "Yeah, my house is for sale. I'm behind. I think he was behind 8 months or something." And I said, "Well, why didn't you sell your home sooner? Because you have a lot of equity in your home." And it was pride with him. It was pride with him. But long story short, reached out to the bank. The bank was still moving forward with the for sale date. And the reason is though, because many years ago, when people were going through foreclosure, they would contact realtors, put their house on the market. Realtors would submit a bogus offer back then. When they would submit that bogus offer to the bank, it was just to pause the sale of the foreclosure. But then they will find out it was no real buyer. So now banks got hip to that. So because they got hip to that, now they don't want to pause the foreclosure if a contract comes through because they feel like the seller has had many times, many months to sell their property. And when they feel like that the sellers have waited to the last minute, that they feel like, okay, we're going to snatch this property. That's what they do. And in some cases, the bank will even buy back the property themselves. I've seen that happen a few times too. So again, I would tell you to always speak with the mortgage company to save your home. Try to save your home. If you have no resources and you're at the last minute and then they're going to give you a sale date or they're close to giving a sale date, that's when I will tell you to sell it. But save your home. I meant to say save your home. I said sell, I think save your home. Save your home, you all. Don't sell your home unless you have no other resources. Again, I'm a human being. I ain't trying to get paid off for someone else's tragedy. That's never been me. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's a lot of investors and people like that who don't care about that because all they think about is the dollar. Listen, we're all human. We all want to live well. So again, save your home. That would be my advice to you. Reach out to the mortgage company, see if they can readjust your mortgage, put that money on the back end, reset it. And then, if they're not doing that and this close to them doing a sale date, then call me then. But try to save your home. All right, y'all. I am about to go into my topic of the day. I'll be right back. All right, all right, all right. All right, y'all. Again, before I begin on my topic, I want to say again, I thank you all for joining me each and every Friday. Please follow me on all my social media platforms. That is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Twitter, Threads, and TikTok. You don't stop. I'm on all of them, y'all. So y'all can find me as always / Damon the Agent. Always please check out my website, damontheagent.com. But let me go to my topic of the day. My topic of the day is appreciate every day, because none of us know how much time we have on this planet Earth. You know, I see on social media so many people pass away daily. You know, it's just sometimes it becomes depressing when you go on, especially on Facebook, and you see people dying. And even though death is a part of everyone's life, because people are gonna die in everyone's life while they're alive, and one day will be gone. But I just want to say appreciate every day, y'all, because many of you who follow me, you all may know that September is a tough month for me. Um, all three of my brothers and my father are no longer here in the month, and they all have a correlation to the month of September. Um, two of my brothers passed in September. My father passed in September, and my older brother' birthday is in September. My mother's birthday is September the 5th, and then one of my brothers passed September the 10th. My other brother passed September the 20th. My father passed September the 22nd, and my older brother's birthday is tomorrow, September the 28th. And it's not a day that I really don't go without thinking about all of them or one of them. And I always felt like, okay, what would be the impact of my life if they were still here? I don't know. I would never know. But at the same time, I know I miss them. And I know that every day that I wake up, it's a chance for me to do something right. It's an impactful day. It's an appreciative day. I need to thank God for that day. And that's what I do. I try to thank God every day that I see, because I know that yesterday, someone did not make it to see today, regardless of who they are. Someone did not make it who was here yesterday to see today. This is the reason why I say we must appreciate every day. I think sometimes people take the days for granted, just like we take people for granted. But what you have to understand is that, like I always say, there are several important things in our life. Your health and your sanity are very important, because without those two, it doesn't matter. But on top of that, you waking up every day is extremely important, because this day was made for you. Today was made for you to mark a mark in your life, to make history. Because this day, which is September 27th, 2024, will never come again. But it's today that we must appreciate. People don't appreciate it. We take it for granted. We take the weather for granted. We take freedom for granted. We take our spouses, our kids, our parents, our jobs, our roof over our head, our car. We take all these things for granted because we feel so entitled, especially in the United States. We're in a country where most people feel entitled. Most people are spoiled. But I don't want us to be so spoiled that we miss the mark. We miss the mark of today. Today is a great day, y'all. Even though it's raining outside, it's a great day because you're alive. There are people who are in the grave who would rather be out here today when it's raining. There's people who are in jail who would rather be outside because it's raining. The problem is we don't appreciate the day because we don't understand how good we have it. See, we can always focus on the negativity and all of what we don't have and all of what we should have and all of what could be, but we don't appreciate the day. We should appreciate each and every day because it's given to us, no matter what we do, no matter how you enjoy it or you don't enjoy it. Today is a great day, y'all. It's all about what you make and how you make it. Today is a great day. Appreciate every day, because trust and believe, there's so many people who wish they were still here that are not here. You're here for a reason. You're here for a reason. And you are great. You have greatness in you, whether you realize it or not. And I hope that you realize it, because we all do. Like I said, I've lost all three of my brothers and my father. They're all related to this month of September. So every day of this month, as the days come, my mother's birthday came September the 5th. I appreciated her. But then September the 10th came. I posted on my social media about my brother Joel on September the 10th. Then on September the 20th, I posted about my brother Adrian. On September 22nd, I posted about my father. And tomorrow, September the 28th, I will post about my big brother, William, which we used to call him Head. So I just want to say appreciate every day, because every day, especially the month of September, I think about them. Every day, y'all. Appreciate today. So that's what I just wanted to talk about. Appreciate today and every day. I'm going to come back with a quick recap, and then we're going to all have a great weekend. Hold on. All right, y'all. Recap time. Curb appeal. It is crucial if you're trying to sell your house. If your house is average like every other house on the block, then guess what? You may be treated average and you may be left alone, because most buyers are not only coming to see your house. Many of them are coming to see a lot of homes, unless you got a spectacular home. And if you do, then I know your curb appeal is on point. And then I just ended with appreciate every day, y'all. Again, I'm not going to emphasize that. Every day that we have is the present, which means it is a gift. Appreciate the gift that God has given you, or your superior being has given you, because today will not be here tomorrow. But what you do today can determine what happens tomorrow. So again, follow me on all social media platforms. Again, check out my website, damontheagent.com. You can contact me anyway, anytime, if you have any questions. I look forward to seeing you again. I thank you for joining me each and every Friday at 12 noon. You all have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you.